And we had it again.
How was your week?
My week was good, very packed. I mean, I was covering a lot of.
I saw on Friday you were going to the correctional
Hey,
service
but
somewhere.
it was packed. I mean, I had like a couple of back-to-backs.
That's nice.
Because what I found out, because the Women's Month is it's so packed. So what ladies normally do, they push it a little bit back, like to these times.
Okay.
So I did around about like 4 women events. Like speaking here and speaking there and speaking there.
How is the experience? I'm pretty sure.
It's fascinating, man. It's humbling. There's nothing compared to doing what you love. It's just humbling. It's I was actually just telling my wife.
And you won't mind the hours that you are doing it.
No, that's the thing. I mean,
passion that you
like what Warren Buffett says. I mean, find what you love and you'll never work for the rest of your life. That's just how it is. It's just a pity that we find ourselves not in so much of favorable positions, especially towards doing what we do every day, like our jobs. But I mean, I'm not complaining, buddy. I'm good. I'm set.
I think
all right.
we need to get the t-shirts also born with purples.
Well, I wouldn't mind the support.
Yeah, exactly. It's happening.
It's a hashtag BWP. It's a movement.
It's a movement. We need to budget also for it.
Yeah.
And this one as well, eh?
It's a book and plus a t-shirt.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Wow.
sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. We can get straight into it. When I'm going to FM Center with hashtag the motivational corner. Abujitsi le Tlojani right here on Ultimate Campus Radio. Today you said you're speaking about self-image.
Yeah, no, I wanted to speak about the self-image, just to tie it into what we spoke about last week. Remember, last week we spent a lot of time on the mind, as to how the mind works, and on habits as well, as to how we form them, as to how the cells, when they communicate, most of the times they form a connection, because like they say, the cells that actually fire together, they wire together. So now if you're always concentrating on something else different, which is, say maybe if you're always concentrating on the negatives, for some reason that will become your program. But now if you're focusing on the opposite as well, that will also become your program. It's just, fella, just to take from what I said last week, because I want to tie it up with the top today.
Okay.
It's so sad that we are on automatic mode. I mean, this is one thing that I strongly believe that we need to wake up from. Because, it's sad that you are in a darkness, but you're not aware, or you're so much on a somber mood that it has become so normal that every single time, even if when you're happy, you default back to the sad or the somber mode. So my plea is, especially wrapping up last week, my plea is, let us just, I know it's not an easy task. It's not. I mean, it's an everyday endeavor. I mean, I'm also on it. And I pretty much believe that everybody that wants to take their life seriously, they're doing this every day. You need to be aware as to not necessarily your surroundings only, but the internal stuff as well. Because for me, I believe the internal conversation can be very deadly compared to what's happening outside. Because, I love this African proverb that says, if there's no enemy within, the enemy outside will never do us any harm. So the problem is, there's a lot of things that are happening outside in the world. I mean, like we said, there's a government, there's relationships, there's this and there's that. There's a lot of things that we can't control from the outside. So the only hope that we have, is to control the inside. And controlling the inside, because like I said, I mean, these are the unseen things. Where does it start? It starts with your thoughts. But now remember how it works. Your thoughts gravitate to what you think most of the times. So now if you're always thinking about lack, you can't really think about the happiness in a mindset or in a frequency of lack. So now what you do is, even if you want to speak life, you always revert back to death. Even if you want to speak prosperity, you always revert back to lack. That's how it works. So now we need to find out as to what are we tuned into? Are we on the dark side, or are we on the positive side? Now the thing is, like I always say, I mean, people are taking this very lightly. Very lightly. I mean, what we're talking about is very simple, but it's not easy to implement. Trust me. I mean, like, I remember 2 weeks ago when I was here, I said to you, for the people that are thinking we're just happy clappies and we just want to be positivity and whatever, let them try one thing, because I gave them a challenge. Just try 1 week without thinking any negative thoughts. It's difficult. It's very difficult. You know why it makes it difficult? Inherently, from what I've seen, or from what's happening, but I think by default, we born, I mean, like when the book of life says, we are born sinners.
Yeah.
If I was to translate it down to the talk is, we are born negative people. It's because just when you are born, you get into, the leg gets spoken in your life that you need to get the degree, you need to get this and that. So now the problem is, I don't have anything with that, but the grooming yarona, the upbringing yarona leona, I'm not blaming it, but I'm just actually citing it as one of the contributing factors that we are exposed into this attitude. I mean, I normally listen to people when they want to have a rosy conversation. It normally starts bukabuma, hey, and for some people that's a rosy conversation. I mean, that's a starter of it. And the thing you we've now finding it normal. So just to get to the talk, we spoke about last week, Orana. There's a mind-body connection. Whatever that you're thinking tends to express itself in the body, right? Just to link it up a little bit, I just have one thing that I just want to cite. Have you ever had a nightmare? Like maybe poof. Let me put it that way. I mean, like then poof. You know how Roberto Poofa, the events are not real. They're just running up in your head. But when you wake up, your body, it's like in a fitter through that experience. Your heart is pounding. You're a bit shaky, you're a bit sweaty. Your pupils are getting a bit dilated because you're thinking what happened. So now the thing is, we need to find out, or to make to get this idea, or whatever that we're thinking touches the body. If we are always thinking about the bad stuff, the body will then be a reflection of that, because it's a feedback loop. So now today I want to talk about the self-image. The self-image about it, the point about the self-image is, it's very key for us to know who we are. Like us. Not to say, not your name. I mean, my name is Sidisi, your name is Lucky. Not that. To know exactly, what are you made of? What ticks you off? What motivates you? What are you doing here? Where are you going with your life? So the whole point about it is we need to understand and the way how it's so uncomfortable, you get people bailoring, even if you are to say to them, just have a day to yourself. They just can't. Because the thing is, there's a couple of things that are happening. It's an uncontrolled chatter in our heads that we always trying to avoid. You get people bailoring if like maybe they are weekend alone. Instead of chilling by themselves, they'll send an SMS, they'll call their buddies to say, buddy, come through, let's just have a braai, let's do this, let's go out. So the thing is, there's something that we're running from. It's just that we cannot be able to pinpoint it. And it's very difficult. This thing, I mean, to some people this sounds so funny, but it's true, because if you were to find out, I mean, this thing how we must relax. We're thinking relaxing is sitting in front of the TV. We're thinking relaxing is browsing through the social media or chilling up with friends. No, those are distractions. But now we're distracting ourselves from what? There's something that we're running from. And here's the thing. That thing will never leave you until you get the message. The existential question, it's so difficult and it's so challenging. I normally compare it to pain. When you're feeling pain, either emotional or, okay, let me focus on the emotional one. If you're feeling pain, that pain will never leave you until you get the message. It will never. It will bug you. You would try to distract it, it will come back again. So the thing is, let's stop running away from ourselves. Because now, until we can identify, or maybe we can say, I'm capable of this and I'm capable of this, this is what I can do, this is what I cannot be able to do, this is what I need to work out from, we will always be subject to fate. Because remember, like, how's it you fall for everything. I mean, there was a book that we used to read in school, Mehaladi to High Eketer, like Kamitsing Honale, those Mahlaka, they just swing by. When the water goes this side, they just swing by. When the water comes this side, they just swing by. So now that's why we find ourselves not knowing where we're going. It starts firstly, now it's very important for us to get the self-image right. Because remember, in this life, we are all leaders. Some of the people are leaders go, some people are leaders go at the society levels, this and that, and all the structures. But most importantly, we are leaders to ourselves. But the problem is we have relinquished that responsibility because we don't know that we need to lead ourselves. Because now the moment we fail to lead ourselves, people can come and ascribe a couple of directions they're not beneficial for us. That is why we get this thing which is very shocking nationwide. Pretty much not less than 80% of the people are not happy with what they're doing day to day. You know why? It's because they found themselves there and have more. But the challenge is people don't want to wake up and say, I want to take charge of my life. And I mean, with this, what I'm saying, I'm not advocating that people should leave their jobs.
Yes.
But I'm saying you need, because it's cold out there. Trust me, if you leave your job, it's very cold out here. What I'm trying to say is we need to be very serious. We need to have serious conversations with ourselves. And it's not easy. You'd find, Hore, people don't even have those guts actually to sit down and ask themselves, because the thing about it, there's this quote that I love. I'm just going to paraphrase it. It goes something like, I'm not just here to pay bills and die. I'm here to make a significance.
Exactly.
You know, it's so sad that if some of the people were to leave this world, they'll not be remembered. And I don't mean in terms of the money, in terms of the fame, in terms of whatever, but in terms of the impact. I mean, each and every single day we need to ask ourselves how it's all saying. I know this is going to sound so cliche, but it's so true. Each and every single morning, how it's all saying. You need to ask yourself, what do I need to achieve today? What difference do I need to make? But one of the important things we need to understand is for you to be able to make a difference, it starts with yourself. Because we got this thing, forgetting or no, the world is just a reflection of what's happening. I mean, I updated a status this morning where the world is nothing but a fancy mirror. All that happens, whatever that you see outside, it's what's happening inside. If there's havoc outside, guess where it is? It's deep inside. But now, people want to talk about it nicely, with beautiful words, try to sugarcoat it to say, this world is so unfair. It's not unfair. Our perspective is unfair because we've never cleaned our glasses. Remember what I said last time?
Yeah.
I said perception, according to me, the way I define it, it's the way how you look at the world, the glasses you put on. Now, the darkness obviously makes it blurry, but the light and the love makes it nice and shiny so that you can be able to move forward. So the problem is, this thing, I mean, this is one of the most unpopular topics ever because people just don't want to have a conversation with themselves, and it's very difficult. And the moment when you don't do that, it's a problem. Now, let's go back to this thing in our leadership. Like I said, we are leading ourselves. Wherever we go, we are leading ourselves. But now, remember, each and every single morning, we are always going towards something. Us as human, I mean, anthropologically, that's who we are. We are hunters, naturally. We need to be always chasing up after something. If you're chasing after happiness, most of the times what I've seen, especially how I was saying, we play, I'm going to get the happiness. Guess what happens? You tend to attract it because you've dead set how I was saying, well, I'm going to go for the happiness. The same goes how I was saying, and your date's a bit flip-sided. If you want to go for the bad stuff, guess what you see? You always see the bad stuff. But you know what's a shocking one? You know what's the saddest one? If you wake up in the morning aiming for nothing, you know what you get? Nothing.
I would tell you, so can you please hold that thought and take our tapping the headlines news right on Kof CFM. When I'm on Kof CFM tomorrow, on the weekend breakfast, internally on the motivational corner, I would tell you, he's doing the most right now in studio. Tell your friends to tell their friends, or I have to tell you so it's on
Yeah, man. It's fascinating.
In your headlines this hour, Free State MEC to prepare with Matrix 2018. Protests expected outside Omatoso's PE church. Protesters flock to London to back new vote on Brexit. Catch a full news bulletin at 9 o'clock. Watch you by Kof CFM in partnership with Musquam. I have to make up for that mess I made. I have to make up for the mess I made.
make up for.
The mess. I feel like I'm so distracted today.